Hi everyone, so it is Apprentice Watcher here. I am going to be losing my voice, so might have to take an extra break or two to drink some water. Now, common sense would be is that if I have a bad cough and a sore throat and I'm losing my voice, the smart decision would be to, not do a video. So here is my out there reasoning as to why I am going to be doing a video. So I have the cough and the sore throat, but I'm not sick. I don't have any sort of head congestion. I don't have it. It's all in the throat. And so every time I go see the doctor, because I actually work in the doctor's office, so it's really easy for me to do it. Every time I go see the doctor, I feel perfectly fine. No issues at all. And so I was thinking about it, and all of a sudden this idea popped into my head, like most of the ideas, or most of the kind of gut feelings do, that this has nothing to do with being sick. This just has to do with the throat chakra, because, throat chakra, yeah. So I made it a goal to tonight go and study the throat chakra, find out kind of what I need to do. I also did pull cards, and the cards told me to try something brand new. But I stopped at the horse barn first, and my friend mentioned that the throat chakra also deals with Taurus. And I was planning on doing this video, but I had kept putting it off because I keep having the throat thing. Well, we have this one pony who is a very strong healer. And I was walking with the pony today, and he kept kind of bumping his head against my back. And the idea popped in my head that I was planning on doing a video on Taurus anyways. I need to just do it. That will actually help me. Because, again, I don't think I'm actually sick. I think this just all has to do with something being wrong with my throat chakra. And throat chakra goes with Taurus, so that's the long-winded, crazy reasoning as to why I'm doing this video, even though I guarantee my voice is not going to hold up well through the entire thing. So let's start learning about Taurus. So if you're born between, if you're born between April 21st and May 22nd, somewhere in between those times, your sun sign is in Taurus. So that's what most people know about. Taurus is the bull, as kind of the mythological story behind Taurus. It's ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty and love. So if you're like me, you don't necessarily think about bulls and beauty and love. But it will make a little more sense, I promise. It's also ruled by the house, or by the second house, which is possessions and physical environment. Now, here's the one thing about Taurus. They love their stuff. They love their possessions. But specifically, they want their possessions to be the best. This includes the food that they eat. They want it to be the best. People who have a lot of Taurus in them will only want to go to the best restaurants. They'll want to have the biggest houses. They'll want to have the nicest stuff in their houses. A lot of art collectors will be Taurus. Things like that. So that's where this beauty and love fits in with Taurus, is they appreciate the beauty and the love and the luxury. Luxury is another very good word to use with Taurus. Excuse me. Is also fixed earth sign. And a big way that it's a fixed earth is that it's very stubborn. Taurus as a sign, it does show a lot of stubbornness, unwilling to change, difficult to move. And so there, the bull makes a little bit more sense. There's a lot of the stuff I've said so far kind of almost has a negative connotation. I think kind of the best way to, or a very positive way to describe Taurus is dedicated. They may be slow to change, but when they do, they're dedicated to making the change big, making it the best. They also tend to be very loyal and very strong. This might be offensive to some people that are Taurus, but it's actually shown that a lot of people who have Taurus tend to be on the very big side. They tend to like the richer foods, which can lead to weight gain, but also kind of the strength aspect as well. One thing when I think about Taurus is I always think about your stereotypical king in the medieval times. I always think about a very big king, very large, at this feast with all this fancy food and all this glowing jewelry and all that stuff. My cough drop moved in a weird position. Sorry. So I know, strangest video ever. So that large king at the festival or at the feast with all this food, that's kind of what I think about when I imagine Taurus. The other thing about Taurus is, if you think about the bull, you have to do a lot to aggravate a bull. If you meet a bull in real life, it's going to stand there and look at you, and it's not going to move. But when it does start moving, get the hell out of its way. And that's a really good way to describe people who are Taurus as well. They're not going to change right away. They're not going to make some big shift or big move. They're almost going to be on the lazy side until enough provokes them to go for it. So that's a really good way to think about it. I think about that personally because my Mars is in Taurus. I can be very hard to motivate. I can be on the lazier side. Big example of this is my house. If I were to show you guys my house right now, it's not very pretty. I mean, I've been sick, but I've also been lazy. It doesn't have to be as bad as it is. At some point, there's going to be some motivational force, and I'm going to go nuts. And then this place is going to be so spotless, it's not even funny. Because once I get moving and once I get on that project, you can't stop me. And that's a really good way to describe my life, and it really is a Mars and Taurus thing. In kind of the spectrum of everything, one of the things to kind of consider right now is that Uranus is about to enter Taurus. So with Uranus, it's expect the unexpected. It's a really good way to describe Uranus. And it's about to enter Taurus. And none of us have any idea what that looks like, because the last time this happened was in the 1930s. So that's a little scary to think about, because think about what else happened in the 1930s. I'm not saying we're about to have an economic collapse. I'm just saying, if we look back at the second house, the fact that Taurus rules the second house, I think Uranus entering Taurus, we're going to see a lot of changes in the financial system. Depending on where it aspects you in your natal chart, you may be seeing other things, but I think as a whole, I think we're going to see a change in the economic system. We may even see a change in what normal living is like what a typical person's environment will be. I think we will probably see change of people moving either more rural or more city-like. It's going to be interesting to see if I'm right, but on a personal note, I'm quite interested in, I don't want to say interested, I'm going to be a little relieved when Taurus enters Taurus, because it's going to no longer be opposing my Venus. And again, Uranus entering Taurus I'm going to be excited about. Because it's currently opposing my Venus right now while Uranus is in Aries. And expect the unexpected in your love life is not fun. I quite literally have been having a couple incidents where I just shake my head and go, what? Now, that being said, Uranus is going to retrograde back into Aries. It's going to go back to opposing my Venus. Hopefully it goes better than it did this last time. But yeah, so that's kind of just an overview on Taurus. I did not lose my voice the way I thought I would. So maybe Pony was onto something. Like I said, it's really weird when you start getting into this stuff and you start having these situations happen to you, where all of a sudden a pony bumps you and you're like, I need to do the video. That's going to help my throat. So, really hope it does help. It, like I said, it hasn't hurt the way I thought it would, so that's always a good sign. I'll let you know. Hopefully by the next video my throat is completely better. We'll have to wait and see. So, if you want to know more about what's happening day to day in the astrology, or actually week by week, feel free to check me out on Facebook under the Drunk Astrologer. I will be doing more and more videos. Next is Gemini. Like I said, hopefully my voice is better. So, peace out. Prince Fletcher. Have a good day.